From Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas, we bring you Baylor baseball on Baylor Lariat Radio as the Bears are set to do battle with the Ohio State Buckeyes. Hi, everybody, and welcome back into Baylor Lariat Radio. I'm Joe Pratt, joined alongside by my broadcast partner, Aidan Pham. And Aidan, another game here in the Amegy Bank College Baseball Series. Baylor dropping last night's game 4-3 against Oregon State. What excites you about this matchup today?
Well, last night they may have dropped the game, but it was a good fight from both teams. The Bears just fell short. Mitch Thompson talked after the game about how he liked the resilience of his team after falling down 2-0 early, being able to fight back into it, and they were inches away from a home run that would have tied the game. But it's another opportunity today for the Bears facing Ohio State, coming off that 13-0 loss in 7 innings yesterday to Auburn. I think this is a good opportunity for the Bears to get their first win here at Globe Life and get back on the winning side of things.
The first season under Ohio State's new head coach Justin Hare, and how do they line up against the lefty Bryson Bales?
Leading off, Trey Lipsy gets the start. Lee Ellis playing shortstop bats second. Tyler Petterini bats third. Matthew Gravelin in the cleanup spot. Mason Eckelman, Mark Steffens, and Reggie Bussey, 5'6'7". Nick John Rusty bats 8, and Maddox Simpson rounds out the lineup for Ohio State today.
So here's Trey Lipsy. He's making his 8th straight start as the leadoff hitter in right field. It'll be a lefty-on-lefty matchup from the stretch. Bales deals. It's a little looping pop-up on the infield. Bounces into the glove of Reebok. His quick throw to first is not going to be in time. A little jam shot spinner off the bat of Lipsy, and he's able to hustle up the first base line and create a single. Pearson Reebok getting the start at second base, joined on the middle infield by Tariq Kemp. Jack Little makes the move over to first base, his second start this season at first. Hunter Toplansky at third base, played half the game yesterday at third before being replaced by Pearson Reebok. And behind the dish, J.J. Kennett lines up outside for the first pitch that's fouled straight back off the bat of Lee Ellis, the shortstop. .240 hitter, making his 8th start this season. So far, 6 for 25. It's an Ohio State team that struggles at the dish, and that's really been the issues for them really across the last 5 to 8 seasons. The next pitch is low and inside, and it dips beneath the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike to Lee Ellis, who's out of White Plains, Maryland. He's a sophomore, does have 3 home runs this season. Half of his hits have left the yard. Bales takes a look at first. The pitch, it's up and away. Kennett looks the runner back there.
Ellis was one of the guys who had a hit yesterday against Auburn, 1 of 2.
13-0 loss. Buckeyes suffered after 7 innings. Next pitch is beneath the zone. 3 balls, 1 strike. But it's been a bit of an unlucky start to the season for Ohio State. Losing their starting pitcher, their ace, due to illness last weekend. Wasn't able to pitch yesterday. And now Bales will take a look at first base. Diving back in on the bag is Trey Lipsy. Bats really weren't able to get anything going. But last weekend they were able to, dropping some games in extra innings back-to-back against Coastal Carolina and Alabama. Still looking for their first runs at Globe Life Field as this one's turned around into straightaway center. Ty Johnson takes a couple of steps to his left and pulls down the first out.
The sinker from Bales, and just a fly ball in the center field, an easy play for Ty Johnson to make.
Ty Johnson in center, Enzo Apodaca right field, Wesley Jordan in left. The same outfield that we've seen Baylor put out there every single game so far this season. As the new batter is Tyler Petterini. He takes a sinker low and outside at 91. 1-0. Petterini, one of the more productive bats in this lineup. He's 9 for 27 on his year, a .333 hitter. And the pitch, it ties him up. He fouls it just above the on-deck circle of Ohio State. That's on the third base side. Ohio State, the road team today. Baylor was the road team in yesterday's game. Baylor now wearing their home whites and being on the first base dugout. Green Baylor lettering across the chest as Bryson Bales takes a look at first. Now from the stretch he throws, and this one sent down the left field line, a twisting foul ball into the seats. Ohio State, red tops with Script Ohio across the chest in gray lettering. I guess I should say scarlet tops for Ohio State. The scarlet red with gray pants. Scarlet piping down either pant leg. Baylor, a similar look on their uniforms as well, as now Bryson Bales is going to toe the rubber on the third base side after taking a look at Trey Lipsy once more. He's 2 for 2 in stolen bases this year. The 1-2, it's in the righty batter's box. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Tyler Petterini. Petterini is coming off of a summer with the Brewster Whitecaps. His second taste of summer baseball. This next pitch is on the outer edge and called a strike 3. And it's more struggles with the strikeout ball for Tyler Petterini. 7 Ks so far on the season. Those were a lot of his struggles this past summer, and he goes down as the second out.
Bryson Bales gets him with that sinker. First strikeout of the day for Bales.
Bales brings a glove in front of his face, kicks and fires. It's a fastball down the heart of the plate, strike 1. Trey Lipsy staying put at first base. Bryson Bales with a pretty solid move as a lefty. Be on the third base side of the rubber, and now he'll toss over there. And now it's Matthew Gravlin. A righty on lefty matchup. Gravlin, another guy who can do damage in this lineup, but so far off to a 200 start. Now he sends this one to deep right center field. Johnson tracking back, and a couple of feet in front of the track. He will make the grab for the third out and put an end to the top of the first inning. So Bryson Bales works around the leadoff runner. And the Bears will try to do damage when we return in the bottom of the first inning. You're listening to Baylor Baseball on Baylor Lariat Radio.
Hey there, Bears. Are you living your best life this year at Baylor? Well, we've got great news. The Baylor Roundup Yearbook has been right there with you, capturing those memories at every event. So don't forget to buy your 2022-23 Baylor Roundup Yearbook today and share your memories with friends and family for generations to come. But wait, did you already graduate? Don't worry, we've got you covered. We have yearbooks dating all the way back to 1896. So visit our website today at www.baylor.edu/roundup and order your copy. That's www.baylor.edu/ROUNDUP. Have a great year, Bears, and sick 'em.
Bottom of the first inning, Chase Harrell is the starting pitcher for Ohio State, and Aidan out of the Bears lineup against the righty.
Leading off is Jack Little, who shifts over to first base today. Enzo Apodaca gets his usual second hole, batting second. Wesley Jordan bats third. Hunter Simmons batting cleanup. Pearson Reebok into the lineup today. He bats fifth, followed by Ty Johnson, Hunter Toplansky, J.J. Kenneth getting the start behind the dish. Bats eighth, and Tyree Kemp in his usual 9 hole.
Jack Little, the leadoff man for Baylor. Now a .297 hitter. Had struggled going into this weekend with no hits in his last 4 games, and the pitch is upstairs, ball 1. Facing Chase Harrell, who's making his 3rd start today. 2 appearances, 1 at Ohio State, 1 against Coastal Carolina. He works primarily from the stretch, and the pitch, it ties up Jack Little. He rolls it foul towards the on-deck circle where Enzo Apodaca is standing. And it'll be Chase Harrell, the right-handed pitcher, 6'2", sophomore, 215 pounds, out of Milford, Ohio. Graduated from Milford High School. A 3-time Eastern Cincinnati All-Conference teamer. After the foul ball, a little pause, and now he's going to come set. Brings the ball into his glove. At the belt, kicks and fires. Harrell just misses outside. It's 1-2.
Harrell coming into today leads the Buckeye pitching staff with 13 strikeouts. You'll look for a good day from him.
That to go along with just 2 walks as well. 5 earned runs across 12 innings. 1-2 pitch. That's at the bottom of the zone. Jack Little watches it all the way through to even it up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Harrell throws the fastball at around 88 to 89. Also has a cutter. Works really nicely off of that fastball. The next pitch, Little chases after a cutter and misses. Strike 3. First strikeout victim of the day is Jack Little. Struck out once in last night's game and is so far 1 for 5 at Globe Life Field. So here's Enzo Apodaca. Last night's game came around to score on the 2 RBI hit by Hunter Simmons as he rockets that one down the right field line, but foul. Apodaca started his day with a looking strikeout, finished his day with a ground out and a fly out. Not a character for Apodaca, who's now hitting .344 on the season. He's 11 for 32 at the dish, making his 10th start today. The next pitch rolled sharply on the ground towards second base. Up with it, tossing to first is Petterini. In time, they got him for a 4-3 putout. 2 quick outs for Chase Harrell and the Buckeyes. So we just saw Tyler Petterini make that play at second base. Maddox Simpson is the first baseman. Lee Ellis getting the start at shortstop. Mark Stevens is the third baseman. Matthew Gravlin behind the dish receiving the balls and strikes from Chase Harrell. Outfield from left to right, Nick Jamaruski, Reggie Busey, and Trey Lipsy. First pitch to Wesley Jordan, takes a big cut at the 85-mile-an-hour cutter. He misses. It's 0-1. But yeah, you brought it up, Aidan. He's coming off of a great start as Chase Harrell. 6 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs. One of them was earned against Coastal Carolina. That was in the Jacksonville College Classic last weekend. Pitch misses, and it's low and outside, 1-1.
And he's facing Jordan, who had a nice night last night with that home run.
Into the second deck and left, 1-1. Here's another shot to the left field corner. That takes Jamaruski back towards the warning track, right around the foul pole, and it barely creeps out of play onto the walkway that is a couple of feet in foul territory, about 10 feet from being in play, potentially extra bases, nearly his second bomb at Globe Life Field. But he'll make the slow walk back to the home plate circle.
That one was a sky-high hit. It looked like it had home run potential, like you said, and it just curved barely foul.
That was his second home run of the season last night. A team lead, just as he did a season ago. 1-2 pitch is low and outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Slugging at a .743 clip is Wesley Jordan. He's 15 for 35, a .429 hitter. A righty-on-righty matchup with the infield and outfield straight up. The payoff is fouled straight back. And I think that's something that you need to appreciate from Wesley Jordan. You know, your powerful bat in your lineup, you expect him to maybe be a guy who can pile on a lot of strikeouts on top of those home runs, but he's not that guy. Somebody who can hit for a lot of contact as well. And now he watches a breaking ball sail outside, but called a strike three. Jordan did not like the call, but he gets rung up. It puts an end to the 3-up, 3-down bottom of the first inning. 0-0 your score after one. Ohio State and Baylor headed to the second on Baylor Lariat Radio.
Hey Bears! Are you always the last to know about what's happening at Baylor? Are you left quiet in a group when talking about last week's game? Well, you haven't gotten your morning buzz yet. Did you know you can get your dose of current Baylor news every Tuesday through Friday straight to your inbox? The Baylor Lariat Morning Buzz e-newsletter provides you with breaking Baylor stories, local events, and in-depth sports coverage daily. You can be in the know on all things Baylor. If you aren't already buzzing, go to BaylorLariat.com. That's BaylorLariat.com and click the subscribe now to get your morning buzz from the Baylor Lariat. News for the students, by the students. We'll see you in your inbox.
Hey Bears! Are you a freshman or senior? Freshman and senior portraits are now being scheduled. Watch your Baylor email for more information on how to reserve your sitting.
Bryson Bales will face 5, 6, and 7 in the top of the second inning for Ohio State. Starting off with Mason Eckelman, the .231 hitter. He's 6 for 26, making his 8th start today. Designated hitter, batting from the left side, an upright batting stance. Bales from the stretch throws. It's upstairs for ball one. So Bryson Bales is making his third start for the Bears, becoming the Saturday starter this season. Out of Hendrix College, Division III. Getting his first looks as a Division I baseball player. That one tipped foul, rolling back to the backstop. And so far, so good. 8 innings pitched. Has allowed 6 hits, 4 earned runs. Good for a 4.5 ERA, and has done a nice job limiting the damage, holding batters to a .214 average against. Here's the 1-1. It's a strike, 1-2.
Just like you said, off to a good start against Youngstown State and good weekend against Gonzaga, striking out 5 batters in 4 innings, allowing just 2 hits.
Brings the glove in front of his face, and now from the stretch, that one bounces in there. It's blocked by J.J. Kennett. 2-2. I have to assume it's pretty cool to go from Hendrix College just a season ago, and now your third D1 start is in an MLB stadium. Low and outside, it's 3-2.
It's got to be cool. I mean, every young baseball player dreams of playing in a major league ballpark.
A lot of guys might not have thought it would be in college, as a freshman in college or as a sophomore in college. That one ties up Eckelman. Rolls it foul. He's a sophomore. Not a packed crowd, maybe not as packed as last night. Most fans crowding right around the lower bowl section. Not too many fans beyond the infield, as the payoff pitch is just outside with the sinker. And Mason Eckelman's on his way to first. Back-to-back innings where Ohio State has put the leadoff man on.
The first walk of the day from Bryson Bales. Bears yesterday only allowed 1 free pass.
So now it's Mark Stevens, the third baseman from Orange Beach, Alabama. He checks his swing at the first pitch, and he did go around, says first base umpire Mark Winters. Clayton Hams, the second base ump, David Ewell at third, and Chris Koski has the balls and strikes behind the dish. Bryson Bales comes set with the tan glove. He fires. This one sent on a lazy fly into center field. Johnson trots in. and makes the grab for out number one.
It's a fly ball in the center field. Johnson, that's his third of the day.
Now it's Reggie Bussey, center fielder out of Twinsburg, Ohio. Junior batting from the left side, strides and takes a fastball upstairs, 1-0. Infield and outfield playing straight up against Bussey. Runner held on by Jack Little as he turns this one around to deep right field. Apodaca ranging back, now trotting in. He squeezes it for the second out. Pretty identical starts for Bryson Bales his first two times around. In 4 innings. Gave up 2 earned runs in both of them. 8 strikeouts the first time and then 5 has been really consistent.
Yeah, and the one thing you got to like about Bryson Bales is he'll give up a walk or a hit, but he'll be able to settle down just like we saw with Ethan Calder yesterday.
We're seeing it right here, too. 2 quick outs after the walk. He misses with the first one up and away to Nick Jamarusti. Yeah, you have to appreciate the way these Baylor pitchers have been able to bounce back. Allows you to save your bullpen so much because you can give extra trust in these guys to stay out there. Next pitch is low and inside. A perfect location on the sinker to get a called strike. 1-1. Now that's something that through the first 2 years of the Mitch Thompson era, you would not want to leave pitchers out there and risk giving up more and more runs, having the damage just get too great too quickly. Next pitch is fanned at and missed by Jamarusti. He chased after a changeup, and it's 1-2. We saw it last night with Ethan Calder pitching into the 6th inning. But that working against the Bears' favor as that run did come around to score. The runner takes his lead, and that pitch is tipped off the glove of J.J. Kennedy. Couldn't squeeze it. And so Jamarusti stays alive at 1-2.
And you hear a lot of these pitchers and players talking to media this year, and I think the biggest change is just confidence. There's a lot of confidence on the mound, a lot of confidence in the outfield that they trust their pitcher, and that goes a long way.
1-2 pitch, hit hard down the right field line and caught. Right at third base, look what I found, says Hunter Toplansky, making the grab on the line out and taking away potentially extra bases for Jamarusti. That puts an end to the top of the 2nd inning. Ohio State once again will leave the leadoff man on first, and it's 0-0 as we go to the bottom of the 2nd. You're listening to Baylor Baseball on Baylor Lariat Radio.
Stay informed and stay connected with Lariat TV News. Tune in to LTVN every Friday, your go-to source for everything happening on campus and around Waco. From breaking stories to exclusive interviews, we cover campus events, student life, sports updates, and more. By the students, for the students. Catch our latest broadcast every Friday afternoon on YouTube by searching Baylor Lariat TV News.
Hey there, Bears. Are you living your best life this year at Baylor? Well, we've got great news. The Baylor Roundup Yearbook has been right there with you, capturing those memories at every event. So don't forget to buy your 2022-23 Baylor Roundup Yearbook today and share your memories with friends and family for generations to come. But wait, did you already graduate? Don't worry, we've got you covered. We have yearbooks dating all the way back to 1896. So visit our website today at
Bottom of the 2nd inning, and still nothing here at Globe Life Field. Made much different than what Ohio State went through in yesterday's game.
Yeah, Auburn put up runs, and they put up runs early. In the top of the 2nd, Auburn led 8-0. so far, scoreless game.
Hunter Simmons leads things off, righty-on-righty matchup. Chase Harrell throws, and it's up and inside. Ball 1 to Hunter Simmons out of Mansfield, Texas. He went 1 for 4 at the plate last night. Couple of flyouts, a strikeout, and an RBI single. Now he swings through a low and outside cutter. 1 ball, 1 strike. Simmons now a .438 hitter. Second on the team only to Tariq Kemp. There's the 1-1. That one inside, a solid curveball from Harrell, but it misses. 2 balls, 1 strike to Hunter Simmons, who's still searching for his first home run this season. Has 2 extra base hits, both doubles out of his 14 total. The next pitch inside and called a strike 2. It really seems like Harrell is hammering the inside part of the zone against Simmons. Working quickly as he comes set from the stretch. Base is empty. He throws, and it's upstairs to make it full. Middle infielders are playing back with their feet on the outfield grass, slightly shifted to the pull side for Simmons. Here's Harrell's 3-2. He fights it off towards Ohio State's dugout. Big deep breath for Chase Harrell, who's searching for his second straight strikeout. He kicks and fires. Simmons pops it up just beyond the infield, giving Chase Petterini. He'll be called off by Lipsy, the right fielder, who makes the grab in shallow right.
Nice communication by the Buckeyes. That was a hit. Shallow right field. Lipsy was coming in for it. Petterini shifting back. Lipsy makes the catch.
Now here's Pearson Reebok. He's making his 4th start today, playing in his 6th game, and the first pitch he sees is upstairs, ball 1.
Reebok was inserted in the middle of yesterday's game, was inches away from his first career home run.
That one the difference in the 4-3 loss against Oregon State. 1-0. Right down the middle, strike 1. Easton Talt taking that one back, and I guess that was the home team's bullpen. It's Baylor's bullpen today. The next pitch, lefty sends this one down the right field line. Could be trouble if it stays fair. It does. Cut off by Lipsy. Reebok is on his way to second with a stand-up double.
What a start from Pearson Reebok. Just sends that one in the right field corner and good for a stand-up double, like you said, Joe.
He went 2 for 4 in Game 2 against Youngstown State with 2 doubles and an RBI. His first extra base hit since then. And just like that, the Bears have a chance to take the first lead in this game. It'll be Ty Johnson. You know, interesting, never brought it up earlier, but to make the switch from Ty Johnson being in that 5th spot down to 6, it's a small difference that could end up meaning something down the line. And here we are in the bottom of the 2nd, and Johnson has a chance to take the lead. He takes strike 1. Yesterday, going with Simmons, Pendergrass, Johnson, and then Toplansky after him. Next pitch is a ball. Talking about trying to bridge the gap between the middle of the order and the guys who can power the baseball out of the ballpark to the guys who can do a great job of getting on base at the bottom half of the lineup. Guys like Cortland Castle and Tyreek Kemp. The 1-1 offering. Hit on the ground towards first. 2 hops into the glove of Simpson. He'll take it to the bag himself. Reebok moves up 90 feet, and there are 2 gone. Well, Johnson does the job. We can really see that Mitch Thompson is shuffling up that 5 through 7 in the lineup, trying to figure out what works.
And here's Toplansky coming in today with 2 RBIs, a chance to cash in Reebok here.
Takes up high, 1-0. Hunter Toplansky, an underwhelming start to the season. He's 2 for 13. A run scored, 4 strikeouts. And the pitch is upstairs, 2 balls, no strikes. That was really the issue last year for Hunter Toplansky. Led the team in strikeouts. Has done a nice job of limiting the K's this season. But still just got to figure out a way to put bat on ball. Switch hitters batting left. The 2-0 offering is upstairs again, 3-0. Shortstop Lee Ellis shaded 4 feet to the left of that second base bag. Pederini equidistant between the first and second base bags. Big hole on the left side of the infield. And now the 3-0 pitch. A get me over fastball. Strike 1. Reebok a short lead at first, or rather at third base. He's 90 feet away, and there are 2 gone. Fakes the steal, the 3-1 pitch. It's in the dirt, blocked by Gravenmel, and Hunter Toplansky's on his way to first.
Good at bat from Toplansky, finding a way to get on base, and that brings up J.J. Kenneth now.
Kennett 3 for his last 8, and hits in each of his last 2 starts as he digs in. And the pitch, he chases after a low and outside slider for strike 1. Runners are on the corners for Kennett. Splitting time at catcher with Cortland Castle. He's making his 5th start behind the dish today. Short lead at first for Hunter Toplansky. The infield shifted to the pull side for Kennett. The pitch, hammered on the ground towards third. A high hop. Stevens plays it and throws in time at first to get J.J. Kennett. So the Bears will strand runners on the corners and are not able to put the first runs of this game on the board. They are deadlocked with Ohio State. 0-0 as we go to the third. You're listening to Baylor Baseball on Baylor Lariat.
Stay informed and stay connected with Lariat TV News. Tune in to LTVN every Friday, your go-to source for everything happening on campus and around Waco. From breaking stories to exclusive interviews, we cover campus events, student life, sports updates, and more. By the students, for the students. Catch our latest broadcast every Friday afternoon on YouTube by searching Baylor Lariat TV News. Hey Bears! Are you a freshman or senior? Freshman and senior portraits are now being scheduled. Watch your Baylor email for more information on how to reserve your sitting.
Nine, 1-2 in the top of the third inning. Bryson Bales will face. So far, 2 innings pitched. Allowed a single, a walk, both to the leadoff men. So definitely a chance to get off to a good start in this third inning with Maddox Simpson digging in. 9-hitter in the lineup, a lefty on righty matchup, and the first pitch up and away. just the second at-bat of the season for Maddox Simpson. He's making his first start. Freshman playing at first base. He's 0 for 1 on the year. The 1-0 turns this one around towards center field. That takes Johnson back headed towards the track, but he loops under it and makes the grab. 2 pitches and the first out of the top of the third. And now the top of the lineup, and Trey Lipsy is digging in. So far, smooth sailing for Bryson Bales. But that got to feel good to get that leadoff man out, that all-important first out. And the first pitch is up and inside to Trey Lipsy, 1-0. Infield and outfield straight up, other than Hunter Toplansky. He's playing up at third, even with that bag, and the 1-0 is just over the outer edge to get a piece of the plate, 1-1. 89 on the sinker from Bales, throws the sinker, fastball, changeup, and slider. And he comes set with the glove in front of his face. From the stretch he throws, and it's sent towards the opposite way, a twisting fly ball that will find the seats. For Bryson Bales, coming off of a season at Hendricks where he pitched 68 in the third innings, allowed 32 earned runs, which was good for a 4.2 ERA. That was across the 13 games that he appeared in, all of which were starts. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Ties up Trey Lipsy on a low and inside sinker. And it's the second strikeout of the day for Bryson Bales.
Bryson Bales looks really comfortable on the mound. Got that first batter retired and a chance for a 1-2-3 inning here.
Here's Lee Ellis. He's going to turn around and show bunt. He spins out of the way of that pitch. It was up and inside. Nearly got him. Lee Ellis, a highly touted prospect coming into Ohio State. He's a sophomore out of Maryland. Ranked the number 28 prospect in the Big 12 for the 2026 MLB draft by Division I Baseball. The next pitch missed up and away, and he's ahead 2-0. Him and Mason Eckelman headlining that list for Ohio State for the 2026 draft. The next pitch is in there for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Ellis flying out to center field his last time up, now 6 for 26 on the young season. The pitch is up and away. That one wasn't close. It's 3-1. So Bryson Bales hasn't struggled to escape innings. It's really starting out the innings. So far today has allowed 2 leadoff men, but now he's trying to get out of this third inning. It's 3-1 count to Lee Ellis. And the pitch. He checks his swing, and it rolls up the middle towards Pearson Reebok. He scoops it, throws to first, got him there to put an end to the top of the third inning. So 6 straight retired by Bryson Bales. 0-0. Still your score as we go to the home half of the third. You're listening to Baylor Baseball on Baylor Lariat Radio.
Stay informed and stay connected with Lariat TV News. Tune in to LTVN every Friday, your go-to source for everything happening on campus and around Waco. From breaking stories to exclusive interviews, we cover campus events, student life, sports updates, and more. By the students, for the students. Catch our latest broadcast every Friday afternoon on YouTube by searching Baylor Lariat TV News. Hey Bears! Are you a freshman or senior? Freshman and senior portraits are now being scheduled. Watch your Baylor email for more information on how to reserve your sitting.
Chase Harrell is back out there for the bottom of the third inning, and it'll be Tyreek Kemp, the 9-hitter, before the lineup card flips back over to 1 and 2. It'll be the 9-man, but this is really the part of the lineup that you don't want to face, Aiden.
Yeah, it's Tyreek Kemp leading things off, batting .481 in the 9-hole, but a big bright spot.
The pitch, he hammers this one to deep right field, a high fly ball that Trey Lipsy has a beat on and makes the grab. And he got a lot of that baseball, but just got under it.
Yeah, it was a high fly ball. Lipsy settled under it and squeezed the glove for out 1.
Another solid start for Chase Harrell, who really had a lot of pressure put on him last weekend with their ace Blake Wink going down with illness, and a lot of the Ohio State Buckeyes going down with illness last weekend. The first pitch to Jack Little is outside, and so that's something that they had to deal with last weekend when they went to that Jacksonville College Classics. It's back-to-back weekends where they're playing in a tournament and against really strong opponents. Little sends a twisting pop-up towards the Baylor dugout. That'll creep into the seats. But Justin Hare said they really had to shuffle things around, try to figure out who's going to be able to play traveling down to Florida. And then Wink was out, and had to throw out a new starting pitcher. But then on Saturday, Chase Harrell really stole the show and kept them in that game. He left the game when it was 5-2 against a very strong Coastal Carolina team. Turned in 6 innings, gave up just 1 earned, turning in the best pitching performance of the entire weekend, not just for Ohio State, the entire tournament. Really a bright spot for them after what appeared to be a cataclysmic start to their season. It's a 2-1 count to Jack Little. Deep breath from Harrell, and now a fly ball to right field. This one a bit tougher play to make for Lipsy. Back to the wall, and he reaches out, makes the grab. Nice footwork by Trey Lipsy as he followed that one all the way back to the warning track. Nearly fell for extra bases for Jack Little, but it goes down as back-to-back flyouts to right.
It looks for a moment like that one was going to fall. Trey Lipsy working back towards the warning track, kind of like an over-the-shoulder catch for out 2. But yeah, to your point, I mean, it's tough when you don't know who you're going to have, who you're going to throw out there, but Chase Harrell really was one of the bright spots last weekend.
Swing and miss from Enzo Apodaca on a changeup at 80. He's down 0-1. Yeah, they started off the weekend with an 8-3 win, so against all odds, they come out with a win on that Friday night game over NC State. But then back-to-back extra innings losses against Coastal Carolina and Alabama. Those are 2 teams that played deep into the college baseball playoffs last year. They appealed down to third base on that check swing. Apodaca didn't go. It's 1-1. Harrell's ready. Infield shifted to the right, and he shoots that one down the right field line, but foul. Well hit by Apodaca, and he's down in the count 1-2. But after Saturday's game, even though they lost that contest, Justin Hare said he was simply exceptional. It was 2 weeks in a row that Chase Harrell has given them a chance to win, and while there hasn't been much to show for it, he's turned in excellent performances regardless. The 1-2 offering, Apodaca pops it up just beyond the infield. Charging in on it is Bussey. He calls for it, loses the hat, but finds the baseball in his mitt. So the Bears go 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the third inning. More on Chase Harrell when we return in the bottom of the fourth. But Ohio State set to come up to bat and face Bryson Bales when we return. 0-0 your score from Globe Life Field.
Hey Bears, are you always the last to know about what's happening at Baylor? Are you left quiet in a group when talking about last week's game? Well, you haven't gotten your morning buzz yet. Did you know you can get your dose of current Baylor news every Tuesday through Friday straight to your inbox? The Baylor Lariat Morning Buzz e-newsletter provides you with breaking Baylor stories, local events, and in-depth sports coverage daily. You can be in the know on all things Baylor. If you aren't already buzzing, go to BaylorLariat.com. That's BaylorLariat.com and click the subscribe now to get your morning buzz from the Baylor Lariat. News for the students, by the students. We'll see you in your inbox.
Hey Bears! Are you a freshman or senior? Freshman and senior portraits are now being scheduled. Watch your Baylor email for more information on how to reserve your sitting.
So we welcome you back into Globe Life Field, home of the Texas Rangers, the 2023 World Series champions. And it'll be Tyler Petterini, 3, 4, and 5. Petterini, Gravlin, and Eckelman. That's a scary part of the lineup for Ohio State and for Bryson Bales to face, who's back out there for a fourth inning of work. And the first pitch misses low and away. No action at all in either bullpen. Bryson Bales creeping up on what would be his season long, tying his season long from his first 2 starts, 4 innings. Next pitch is low and outside in the righty batter's box, 2-0 to Petterini. Petterini struck out looking his last time up. It's a lefty-on-lefty matchup. He'll get tied up by that inside sinker and roll it towards the Baylor dugout foul.
And Petterini coming into today leads the team in batting average. One of the more productive batters in this Buckeye lineup.
Started 55 of 56 games last year. The 2-1 pitch. That one hit off of Bryson Bales. Looked like it clipped him, but it goes through into center field. Almost through the 5-hole of Bryson Bales, and Tyler Petterini is aboard with a leadoff single, second hit of the day for the Buckeyes.
Petterini came in leading the team with 9 hits, now extends that to 10 on the year.
Petterini been above 300 in both of his first 2 years at Ohio State. 315 as a freshman. That ball gets away from Kennett, and he's racing towards second, and he's got the bag. Petterini swipes second. Ohio State dugout is fired up, and they got a man in scoring position after the wild pitch. Yeah, Petterini hitting .315 his first year, .307 last year at Ohio State. Pitch skips in there. They'll check at third base, and he did go around. Actually, the home plate umpire is going to rule. Gravlin going around on the swing. Gravlin checked his swing. Called by Chris Koski behind the dish. And it's a 1-1 count. Bales taking a look at second base. Gravlin shows bunt. He pulls it back. Kenneth thought about throwing to second. Does not pull the trigger. So it's a 2-1 count to Gravlin after showing the bunt. The corners were crashing in. Little into Plansky. Middle infielders pinching the bag at second. Just needing to get one out here. Don't necessarily need to worry about the runner on second with no outs. Bales kicks and fires. Pop up down the right field line. Little running after it, but that will find the seats. Hopefully everyone's okay. Jeez, some people got to get out of the way. No one was moving down there.
Yeah, we heard a loud scream from up here. Someone's going to get a souvenir.
There is a sound it makes when it hits the seat, and it was not that sound. The pitch. Rolled slowly up the middle, and Pearson Reebok guns on to first in time to get Gravlin, but the runner advances to third. So just like the Bears had it in the bottom of the second inning. 1 out, a runner on third, and we'll see if the Bears are able to get out of it. This time it's Bryson Bales trying to work out of the jam, and it'll be Mason Eckelman as the batter. The left-handed hitting catcher takes a strike. 0-0 with the middle infielders playing back. Corner infielders just about even with their bags. Outfielders straight up. Bales comes set, and here's the 0-1 offering. It's in the righty batter's box. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Mason Eckelman. Eckelman a double, a triple, no homers on the season, 4 singles, and he fans through a slider at 79 miles an hour. It's 1-2. This would be a huge strikeout here if Bryson Bales were able to fan Eckelman, pick up a huge second out. Already has 2 Ks today, and he's ready. Here it comes. The fastball is low and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and Kennett looks Petterini back to the third base bag. He gets a sign from Kennett, lined up on the outside part of the dish, and the 2-2 pitch is popped up in foul territory. Kennett racing after it into the dirt along the screen. He makes the grab, and he did make the catch, and now he's stuck on the fencing. It looks like his cleat is stuck, or a piece of his equipment is stuck in the netting. Now that's an interesting play that Chris Koski rightfully took a second to make sure that Kennett had the baseball, because if that ball hits any part of the screen on the way down, it's a dead ball. And now the umpires are going to have a meeting just to discuss it after Ohio State's head coach wanted a word. That was an impressive play from Kennett.
Yeah, Kennett against the netting, makes the catch, even got caught up in it afterwards.
And they're actually going to go to a review on this, just to make sure that the ball didn't touch anything, didn't touch the net before coming down. But it's interesting how at Globe Life Field, all around home plate, the net goes all the way down basically to the ground, whereas most stadiums might have a railing there for players to kind of lean on and lean over, but this one, it's the netting going all the way down, so you kind of have to lean on the net. That's exactly what he did. There's not a lot of foul territory at Globe Life Field as far as major league ballparks go. As far as college ballparks, definitely a bit more ground to work with, but this is even a little less space than the Baylor ballpark.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And this stands, that would be huge, holding the runner on third with 2 outs here. And then a guy in Stevens batting just 161 coming in today. On deck.
Well, the distance between the backstop and home plate is 42 feet, which is in honor of Jackie Robinson, actually. And that's something that they decided to do in constructing this stadium a few years ago, is put kind of little pieces of information or stats, figures about the team from the past to kind of honor the tradition of the Texas Rangers. And as a lot of people were upset that they were building a new stadium because they don't want to ruin the tradition of the team, but it's a team that has gone through a lot of changes in their stadium, and now we're going to get a decision. The call on the field stands. He is out, so a great play by J.J. Kennett to pick up the second out of this inning. Retires Mason Eckelman. So now here's Mark Stevens. Flew out to center field his last time up, and the first pitch from Bryson Bales. Breaking ball in there, strike 1. It's 407 feet to straightaway center in honor of Ivan Rodriguez, who wore the number 7. right and left center field, the deepest part of the ballpark, are 410 feet. And that honors Texas Rangers legend Michael Young. The next pitch is low and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike to Stevens with the runner still on third. The left and right field alleyways honor Texas Rangers teams from the early 70s, 372 feet, 374 feet, and a swing and miss to make this a 1-2 count on Stevens. 72 honoring the year that the Texas Rangers originally came to Arlington in 1972, and then 1974 was to honor the turnaround gang, a team that struggled in 1973, missed the playoffs, won under 70 games, and then turned around to win the pennant the next season. 1-2 pitch, up and out of the glove of J.J. Kennett. The runner was halfway down the baseline. He'll just run him back to the third base bag. Could have been dangerous there for J.J. Kennett, but luckily he was able to stick with it. So 2 more, the right and left field corners, 324. There's actually 329 to the left field corner, honoring Adrian Beltre. And then the right field corner, 326 for Johnny Oates. It's kind of a cool way to honor their past with the new stadium. And the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Bryson Bales escapes the jam in the top of the 4th inning, stranding a runner just 90 feet away at third and keeping this a 0-0 ball game. Bears trying to strike first when we return.
Stay informed and stay connected with Lariat TV News. Tune in to LTVN every Friday, your go-to source for everything happening on campus and around Waco. From breaking stories to exclusive interviews, we cover campus events, student life, sports updates, and more. By the students, for the students. Catch our latest broadcast every Friday afternoon on YouTube by searching Baylor Lariat TV News. Hey Bears! Are you a freshman or senior? Freshman and senior portraits are now being scheduled. Watch your Baylor email for more information on how to reserve your sitting.
Deadlocked at 0 as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. It'll be Wesley Jordan, Hunter Simmons, and Pearson Reebok to face Chase Harrell. Harrell been strong through his first 3 innings. Has allowed just 1 hit. It was the double to Pearson Reebok, also walked a batter. Has struck out 2, and it is 0-0. Wesley Jordan takes outside 1-0. He struck out looking his last time up. Wesley Jordan, as Aiden, you brought it up, his first time up, a big blast to left field yesterday, taking outside 2-0. Second on the season, and he leads the team in RBIs with 12. Above Enzo Apodaca, who has 10. And now he takes a swing and miss and is back to 1-2.
And batting .417, one of 4 Baylor batters above .400 at the moment.
One of them right behind him on deck, Hunter Simmons, 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, they've thrown the same 4, or starting 4 out there, 1 through 4 in the lineup for every game so far this season, this being the 10th game. The count's going to run full now with that one finding the dirt low and outside. So he's able to work this count all the way back up to being full after falling behind 1-2. Harrell comes set. The pitch. Roped on the ground towards shortstop. Right at Ellis, though, and that one gets away from the first baseman, Simpson. It goes up the line, and Wesley Jordan gets a free pass to second. A hazardous throw from the shortstop, Lee Ellis. And the Bears have a chance to take advantage of a fielding miscue by the Buckeyes.
Ellis's throw to first was too far in front of the first baseman, Simpson. And as a result, Wesley Jordan able to take two. Here comes a guy in Hunter Simmons who can do a lot of damage.
Hunter Simmons had a triple in this ballpark a year ago. And now he shoots one into deep right center field. That takes Lipsy back to the alleyway. Still going, and that ball is gone. Into the Baylor bullpen, Hunter Simmons has left the yard for the first time this season. And the Bears jump out to a 2-0 lead.
Well, you just talked about the success Hunter Simmons had in this ballpark, and that one right there, a home run, 2-run shot in his first of the season, and the Bears take the 2-0 lead.
His first home run since a grand slam on February 20th, 2024 against Lamar in the first inning of Game 4 of the 2024 campaign. Bunch of hugs in the Baylor dugout for Hunter Simmons. That's got to feel good. A 2-0 lead, and Pearson Reebok is the batter. Ahead 1-0. Here's the next pitch. Low and inside. Called to strike one. Simmons a little extra frustrated after that last at-bat where he worked the count full and popped out to shallow right field. Could see him walk back into the dugout, take his helmet off of his head, and Mitch Thompson had a few words with him as he was walking back to put his helmet where all the helmets go, and the Cubbies in the back of the dugout there, and it looked like there were a couple of words of encouragement there, and clearly something that he brought into this next at-bat. It's a 1-2 count to Pearson Reebok. He swings and misses at a 73-mile-an-hour curveball, and that's the first out of the bottom of the fourth.
Going back to Simmons, that's 17 consecutive games where he's reached, and that dates back to the 2023 season.
And that was a series against, it was UC California Riverside, correct? And or Bakersfield, one of those two, and that was the last time that Baylor swept a team, too. And so you think about, until this season, you think about, the differences of having your guys, your stars, your key players to having them be on the sidelines and be injured. It can make that much more of a difference coming out and putting together runs, stringing together wins, and winning those games that you might have lost a season ago. That's the difference when you have guys like Hunter Simmons. It's a 1-1 count to Ty Johnson. He just fouled a pitch back into the netting. And Simmons given a chance to just focus on hitting this year as the designated hitter. 1-1 pitch. Inside, strike two. With Wesley Jordan being the everyday man in left and Simmons coming off of that ankle surgery, a chance to just pay attention to hitting, focus on that. And clearly has paid dividends. The next pitch to Ty Johnson's up and inside. It's 2-2. Still no serious action in the Baylor bullpen where that home run just went. Looks like Bryson Bales is set to come back out for the top of the fifth inning. Chase Harrell's ready. The pitch. Fouled off of the foot of Ty Johnson. He's going to have to take a second. So no runs on 2 hits and an error for Ohio State. Baylor, 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors. Of course, Wesley Jordan reaching to start off this inning on an error, now taking time as home plate umpire will give Ty Johnson a couple extra seconds to shake off that ankle. Does have the ankle guard on the front right ankle, but he's ready to go. The 2-2, fouled back again. Johnson scores unearned. The only run is earned to Chase Harrell. 3 1/3 innings so far, an earned run, 2 hits. The pitch. He reaches out over the plate, shoots this one down the left field line, but foul, barely. About 5 feet to the left of the chalk, and Ty Johnson almost had himself extra bases. With one gone, he'll go back to the batter's box, do it again at 2-2. The second home run given up this season by Chase Harrell. He struck out 16 batters across his 15 1/3 innings. He's done a nice job limiting the damage. The 2-2 pitch popped up off the end of the bat of Johnson. This will creep into the crowd.
Someone almost made a nice catch down there. Barehanded, too.
He just picked it up out of the seat, though. Easy. Look what I found here. And it's funny, when the security people, they always have to come over, make sure. And that one's shot to deep right field. But that one's going to twist foul. That one headed up to the third deck. A lot of free foul balls at this tournament. No people are really seated in that second level. That one creeping all the way up to the third. And so plenty of kids running around the second level with their baseball gloves trying to get a foul ball. And Ty Johnson rolls another one foul. It's a great at-bat here by Johnson. Battle brewing between these two. Already over 8 pitches. Infield shifted slightly to the pull side for the left-handed swinging Johnson. The payoff. Low and in, he checked his swing, but didn't go. So it'll be 3-2. He rolled out to first his last time up. And now with the bases empty, one gone in the bottom of the fourth. Harrell comes set from the stretch. He fires. And that one shot to right field, sinking quickly, and it does. A base hit for Ty Johnson, who wins that battle against Chase Harrell to extend this inning. With one gone, the Bears will have a runner on first for Hunter Toplansky.
A 12-pitch at-bat between Ty Johnson and Chase Harrell, and in the end, Johnson wins the battle with the base hit.
Well, it hasn't been as efficient for Chase Harrell this time around compared to last weekend. As we're going to get a mound visit from Justin Hare out of the Ohio State dugout. And even after that game last Saturday, Coastal Carolina head coach Kevin Schnall said that his fastball command and the cutter, that's just what they couldn't figure out. He did a great job commanding the strike zone and using every part of the strike zone. And it seems like the Baylor Bats have done a nice job of keeping him more honest today and making him work for these outs, as he was really efficient last weekend. Threw 101 pitches across 6 innings pitched to lower that ERA to 3.75. And this is just a few words here, Aidan. He's going to stay in the game.
Before that, there wasn't much action in the Buckeye bullpen. Most of the guys leaning on the wall in the bullpen, catching the action, but I just saw Hunter Shaw stand up. So maybe some action going on in that bullpen now.
Yeah, it's a bullpen that should be pretty geared and ready to go and throw pretty much anybody out there for the rest of the weekend if they want to, after just a 7-inning game yesterday. A short lead at first. Hunter Toplansky's the batter. Lefty awaits, and it's outside. Switch hitter batting from the left side, facing the righty Harrell, and with Ty Johnson on first base, Harrell going to need to be paying some close attention there. Ty Johnson 3 for 3 in stolen bases this season. They'll check back there, and he reaches with the right hand. He's safe. It's a 1-0 count to Hunter Toplansky. Got a slight shift on him. Shortstop Ellis preparing for the steal. He's playing closer to the second base bag. They'll pick off at first again. Johnson's there safely. Pederini deep in the hole at second. Mark Stevens, the third baseman, he's playing about 20 feet off the line. Runner being held on at first. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Runner goes. It's a hard hit ball into right center field. Lipsy reaches up, makes the grab. Johnson has to retreat to the first base bag, and there are 2 gone.
Lipsy working towards his right, sliding and making the catch at the same time for out number 2, and that holds Johnson on first.
Here's J.J. Kennett, batting 8th in the lineup today, doing the catching. He bounced out to third his last time up. 5-step lead at first base for Ty Johnson, and now a slow roller to third base once more. Couple of hops picked up by Stevens on the run, got him at first. So J.J. Kennett rolls out to third once more, and that puts an end to the bottom of the 4th inning. Ohio State able to escape it, but not before Hunter Simmons blasts his first home run of the 2025 campaign. The Bears lead it 2-0 as we go to the 5th. You're listening to Baylor Baseball on Baylor Lariat Radio.
Hey Bears, are you always the last to know about what's happening at Baylor? Are you left quiet in a group when talking about last week's game? Well, you haven't gotten your morning buzz yet. Did you know you can get your dose of current Baylor news every Tuesday through Friday straight to your inbox? The Baylor Lariat Morning Buzz e-newsletter provides you with breaking Baylor stories, local events, and in-depth sports coverage daily. You can be in the know on all things Baylor. If you aren't already buzzing, go to BaylorLariat.com. That's BaylorLariat.com and click the subscribe now to get your morning buzz from the Baylor Lariat. News for the students, by the students. We'll see you in your inbox.
So we welcome you back into Globe Life Field for the top of the 5th inning. Reggie Bussey will lead things off against Bryson Bales, 7, 8, and 9. 2 hits for Ohio State, 3 for Baylor. The Bears lead 2-0. He shows bunt, pulls it back, and it's ball 1. So, Aidan, we're just talking during the break. It's interesting when you're sitting here watching programs like these, and it's a Baylor program that was not like this 2 years ago. He shows bunt again, takes outside, 2-0. Where these teams are super efficient, even in yesterday's game where teams going shot for shot, hit for hit. It kind of feels like every single game is going to come down to the final out. Pitch, pulls the bunt back, and it's 3-0.
And these aren't super long innings at all, just the efficiency from the pitching and the defense as well. We're about an hour into this, in the top of the 5th.
I think maybe you're also seeing, here's the 3-0 pitch. Pulled back, a get-me-over fastball. It's 3-1. The true impact of the pitch clock is finally setting in, because I think everybody kind of has the rhythm down now, and it's become the new normal. The pitch hit hard into right field. Apodaca racing back towards the track. Still racing. It's going to bounce off the base of the wall. He receives it as Bussey charges into second base, standing up with a leadoff double.
Well, that's the 4th Buckeye leadoff hitter to reach Here comes Jamarusti.
Second double of the season for Reggie Bussey. Continues to have a solid start to his year. Entered this game hitting .318 with 7 hits. Here's Jamarusti. Squatted batting stance, takes low and inside. Blocked by J.J. Kennett. Had to scoop it up out of the dirt. 1-0 the count to Jamarusti out of Chicago, Illinois, the senior. Playing in left field today. Now a chance to drive in a run with the runner taking the 6-step lead at second base. Kemp holding him on. Bales takes a look, now throws. He fakes the steal. It's a bunt towards Hunter Toplansky. Runner will advance, and it's in time at first. Jamarusti immediately cuffing his ears, saying he's going to want a booth review on that. He thought he beat the throw from Toplansky. But nonetheless, the runner will be batted over 90 feet. There's one gone for Simpson.
Was a close play at first, but looks like Toplansky did get the throw over the little on time.
Kind of in no man's land right there to the left of the mound, where Bryson Bales wasn't sure if he should pick it up or Hunter Toplansky. Toplansky made the right play to call off his pitcher. Pick up that first out, and the first pitch to Maddox Simpson missed low and inside, 1-0. Toplansky's now going to be playing even with that third base bag. 8-step lead there for Bussey. He's in the foul territory grass. The pitch at the top of the zone with the sinker, 1-1. Jack Little's also even with the first base bag, about 8 feet off the line. Middle infielders back, as are the outfielders. Bryson Bales set, glove in front of his face. Here it comes. Fouled straight back. It's 1-2. So a good chance for Maddox Simpson to drive in his first career RBI. It's just his second career collegiate at bat. And now Sean Snedeker is going to want to have a word with Bryson Bales. Trotting out of the Baylor dugout from the first base side during this 1-2 count. So a big opportunity for Maddox Simpson, but also for Bryson Bales. It's a chance to get a much needed out.
Runner on third, much needed out. Strikeout here would be awesome from Bryson Bales, making, in the 5th inning, his longest this season so far.
No one warming up in the Baylor bullpen just yet, but it appears that Mason Davenport is getting loose. The 1-2 pitch. Hit on the ground towards shortstop. 2 hops in and out of the glove of Tariq Kemp. He boots it. Everyone's safe. The run comes in to score from third, and it's a 2-1 ball game. And they're going to rule it an RBI infield single for Maddox Simpson, the first RBI of his collegiate career.
Tyreek Kemp tried to scoop it up on the run. It just bobbled around a couple of times. And the Buckeyes cut into this Baylor lead.
Simpson a short lead at first. The first pitch to the leadoff man, Lipsy. Tails inside. 0-1. Brought the slider back in off of his right shoulder. It's a lefty-on-lefty matchup, and that off-speed pitch working nicely against Trey Lipsy, who's 1 for 2 today. Started off the day with a single, then struck out swinging, and now he takes low and outside to even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Trey Lipsy, one of the fastest guys in the entire Big Ten, as we saw in his first at-bat, now takes a big cut at a pitch that was down in the zone, a sinker. So he's down in the count 1-2. Bryson Bales looking to induce some weak contact with the middle infielders pinching that second base bag. Here's the pitch. It's over Lipsy's head, goes back to the backstop. Simpson rounding second. He was thinking about third, just taking a look. And so put the double play hopes to rest as the wild pitch advances another man into scoring position. Trey Lipsy, a guy who has gathered a bunch of experience throughout his 4 seasons of college baseball, as the 2-2 pitch misses low and outside, and it's 3-2. This is his 151st collegiate baseball game. That's to go along with 62 games of summer baseball across the Northwoods League and with the Hyannis Harbor Hawks in the Cape Cod Baseball League in 2023. No summer ball this past season for Trey Lipsy, as an extra long time before this 3-2 pitch is upcoming. Time is called by Chris Koski. And now Mason Davenport warming up in that Baylor bullpen. It was a productive freshman campaign for Trey Lipsy, where he hit .293, 7 homers, 26 driven in, and now it looks like Ohio State's first base coach is having some complaints because Bryson Bales was taking too long to get back on the rubber, and so he was saying, or at least from our perspective, it looked like he was saying that Bryson Bales should be given a penalty for taking too long, and that would put Lipsy on first base since he's got 3 balls in the count. But it was tough to tell, Aidan. I mean, what did you see?
Yeah, it looked like there was some chatter going on from the first base coach, like you said. The umpires just huddled, talked things over, and
there's not much word from the third base coach, which is the head coach, Justin Hare, but they're going to continue, and the pitch misses low and outside. It's a walk, but the throw down to third is in time. They got him. Maddox Simpson trying to catch J.J. Kennett off guard, looking to swipe the third base bag, but Kennett guns him down, and there are 2 gone.
Runner put out 2-5. No. Put out 2-5. No.
That'll be a 2-5 putout, but not a caught stealing. It's a pop-up just beyond the infield. Enzo Apodaca will range in and make the grab for the 3rd out. So impressive by Bryson Bales, able to work in and out of trouble in the top of the 5th frame. The Bears do suffer 1 run after Reggie Bussey came in to score on the wild pitch, but the Bears still lead it 2-1, and when we return in the bottom of the 5th frame, my broadcast partner, Aidan Pham, will take you home on the play-by-play from here on out. You're listening to Baylor Baseball on Baylor Lariat Radio.
Hey Bears, are you always the last to know about what's happening at Baylor? Are you left quiet in a group when talking about last week's game? Well, you haven't gotten your morning buzz yet. Did you know you can get your dose of current Baylor news every Tuesday through Friday straight to your inbox? The Baylor Lariat Morning Buzz e-newsletter provides you with breaking Baylor stories, local events, and in-depth sports coverage daily. You can be in the know on all things Baylor. If you aren't already buzzing, go to BaylorLariat.com. That's BaylorLariat.com and click the subscribe now to get your morning buzz from the Baylor Lariat. News for the students, by the students. We'll see you in your inbox.
back from Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas. It's the bottom of the 5th. Buckeyes able to put up 1 run in the top of the 5th. Baylor leads 2-1. Tyreek Kemp, Jack Little, and Enzo Apodaca due up for Baylor. Chase Harrell stays out there facing Kemp. First pitch is inside. Kemp takes a turn for ball 1. Kemp had a flyout in his first at-bat, coming in batting .464 as the pitch from Harrow misses low and in on the slider. 2 balls, no strikes against the senior shortstop, who was scored with the error in that last inning that allowed the run to score as the pitch from Harrow misses away. 3 balls, no strikes to Tyreek Kemp. Harrow from the stretch kicks and deals down the middle for strike 1 on the fastball. Three balls, 1 strike towards Tyreek Kemp. The pitch. That one misses the zone for ball 4. Tyreek Kemp will reach on the walk, and that brings up Jack Little. A strikeout and a flyout in his first 2 plate appearances today. Little had an RBI single last night to give the Bears their 3rd run against Oregon State. The Bears would lose 4-3 to the number 8th ranked team in the country, the Beavers. As Harrow's first pitch, Little shows bunt, but that one fouled on the left side. Little today last night broke his 17 at-bat hitless drought. Looking for his first hit today, steps into the right-handed batter's box, waving that silver bat next to his head. Harrow checks Kemp at first, who slides back safely. No balls, 1 strike, a runner on first and Kemp. It's the bottom of the 5th. Baylor leads 2-1. Harrow gets set and delivers upstairs on the slider. Ball 1. Little this year, 11 hits, 12 runs scored, batting .282 after getting off to an incredible start. Transfer from Wichita State, was expected to be a big part of this team last year, but was injured prior to the season in his first official year in the green and gold now. 1 ball and 1 strike faces him as the pitch from Harrow misses inside on the fastball. 2 balls, 1 strike. No outs, bottom of the 5th. Little, the sophomore, getting the start at first base today. Steps into the box and takes a big cut, but got a piece of it with his bat for the foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes now against Jack Little. Kemp on first after a 5-pitch walk from Chase Harrow. Harrow deals a fly ball deep into left field. Racing back towards it is Bussey. He looks up, and it's gone. Jack Little gets his first home run as a Baylor Bear, and it's a 2-run shot to left center, and the Bears a 4-1 lead here at Globe Life.
Well, how about that blast for Jack Little last night, breaking an 0 for 16 streak at the plate, and now tonight, blasting his first home run as a Baylor Bear. Went 407 feet, 104.8 miles an hour off the bat, and the Bears make it a 4-1 lead.
Here's Enzo Apodaca, who fans right through that slider from Chase Harrow, who will stay in there. Harrow, 4 innings pitched, 4 hits, and 4 runs, 3 of them earned. As the 0-1 fastball right down the middle for strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes towards the senior right fielder The pitch and swing and a miss from Enzo Apodaca on the curveball from Chase Harrell. That'll bring up Wesley Jordan, another guy who we spoke about at the top, having that 2-run homer last night. Scored on the home run from Hunter Simmons earlier today. He watches a first pitch miss low and away on the curveball from Harrell. Jordan batting right-handed, black bat on his shoulder, pops one up in the air into the backstop, and Gravelin gave it chase, and it just goes foul. One ball, one strike, one out. Bears already put up 2 runs in the bottom frame of the 5th. After putting 2 runs up in the 4th, they lead 4-1, bottom of the 5th. Wesley Jordan, the batter, batting right-handed against the righty Harrell, chops this one a 2-hopper to the shortstop Ellis, who scoops it up and throw over to Simpson for out 2.
Well, Harrell's done a nice job of settling in after giving up the 2-run homer, just as he did last inning. But now it'll be the man who blasted his first home run in over a year digging in.
That's Hunter Simmons batting right-handed. The redshirt senior designated hitter who watches the first pitch miss high and away. 74 miles an hour from Chase Harrell. Harrell from the stretch, the 1-0. Chopped sharply back to Harrell. Picks it up and underhand scoops to Simpson. A 2-run homer from Jack Little gives the Bears a 4-1 lead, headed to the top of the 6th. This is Baylor Baseball on Baylor Lariat Radio.
Hey there, Bears. Are you living your best life this year at Baylor? Well, we've got great news. The Baylor Roundup Yearbook has been right there with you, capturing those memories at every event. So don't forget to buy your 2022-23 Baylor Roundup Yearbook today and share your memories with friends and family for generations to come. But wait, did you already graduate? Don't worry, we've got you covered. We have yearbooks dating all the way back to 1896. So visit our website today at www.baylor.edu/roundup and order your copy. That's www.baylor.edu/ROUNDUP. Have a great year, Bears, and sick 'em.
Hey Bears! Are you a freshman or senior? Freshman and senior portraits are now being scheduled. Watch your Baylor email for more information on how to reserve your sitting.
Back from Globe Life Field, the Bears have themselves a 4-1 lead over the Ohio State Buckeyes. Lucas Davenport, the new pitcher in the game for the Bears. Davenport, the redshirt sophomore right-handed pitcher, standing at 6'6", 231 out of Prosper, Texas. He'll start his day off facing Petterini. First pitch is a two-hopper to Kemp, who bobbles it. It bounces into left field, and that's going to allow Petterini to reach first safely. Kemp charged with the error, his second of the day.
Yeah, hard hit chopper on 3 or 4 hops, and it just eats him up. Squeezes past right around his throwing arm by his right elbow, and that's one where you just need to position yourself more in front of the baseball that time. He was leaning a little bit, trying to use some leverage, which he would then transfer into a throw, but nonetheless, they're going to have a man on first.
First pitch from Davenport to Gravelin misses in. Or rather in the strike zone. 0-1 the count. From the stretch, Davenport deals, popped up in the air. Working over towards his left is Johnson, who reaches up and makes the catch. 1 out in the top of the 6th. Lucas Davenport, the new pitcher for Baylor. Bryson Bales, 5 innings pitched, 3 hits, and 1 earned run with 3 strikeouts. Stepping into the left-handed batter's box is Mason Eckelman. Pitch from Davenport is inside on the sinker. 1 ball and no strikes, 1 out with a runner on first, Petterini. Pitch from Davenport, softly hit up the middle, fielded by Davenport himself, throw over the little for out 2.
They're just trying to play some small ball and stay in this game. Ohio State thinks that if they can limit Baylor to the 4 that they have on the board right now, you can get them in scoring position, just kind of chip away at that lead. It's not a team that's going to blast it out of the ballpark at a high rate. But they're just trying to put guys in the right position to be able to score.
Here's Mark Stevens playing at third base. The pitch from Davenport gets away from Kenneth. Petterini will make his way to third. On the wild pitch from Lucas Davenport.
Yesterday, just 1 free pass for the Bears, no wild pitches, no errors. Today, 2 errors, now 3 wild pitches, some walks. Starting to see some of the struggles. You don't want to play down to the level of a team like Ohio State. Still a strong program, but not as strong as Oregon or Auburn.
The 1-0 from Davenport on the edge of the zone with the slider. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Top of the 6th. Mark Steffens, the right-handed batter at the plate. Davenport delivers a ground ball in a center field. That'll score Petterini. An RBI single from Mark Steffens, and the Baylor lead cut to 2.
Well, that sacrifice bunt from Mason Eckelman works beautifully, setting up the RBI single. So that's just what the doctor ordered for Ohio State. Just trying to put a run on the board, respond after Baylor put 1 up in the 5th, or put 2 up in the 5th. Now it's 4-2.
Petterini scores, and that'll count as an unearned run. He reached on the error from the shortstop. Thus, he shows bunt, but fouls that one back into the backstop. Lucas Davenport made 1 scoreless appearance across 4 innings of work against Gonzaga last weekend. Earned his first career win. The week prior made his Baylor debut against Youngstown State. Here he is at Globe Life Field today. Checks back to first. Bussey reaches safely. Reggie Bussey had a double today and would later score on the wild pitch. Davenport checks back to first. Bussey back safely. No balls, one strike, two outs to Reggie Bussey, the junior playing in center field. Green glove above his chest, delivers, and a swing and a miss on the changeup pitch. No balls, two strikes to Reggie Bussey. Bussey batting .333. A hit and a run scored as Davenport checks back to first again. Steffens back safely. No balls, two strikes, runner on first. Bussey, the left-handed batter, swings right through the slider, and that does it for the bottom of the sixth. One unearned run scores for the Buckeyes. The lead for Baylor, 4-2.
Hey there, Bears. Are you living your best life this year at Baylor? Well, we've got great news. The Baylor Roundup Yearbook has been right there with you, capturing those memories at every event. So don't forget to buy your 2022-23 Baylor Roundup Yearbook today and share your memories with friends and family for generations to come. But wait, did you already graduate? Don't worry, we've got you covered. We have yearbooks dating all the way back to 1896. So visit our website today at www.baylor.edu/roundup and order your copy. That's www.baylor.edu/ROUNDUP. Have a great year, Bears, and sick 'em.
Baylor leads 4-2. It's the bottom of the sixth here at Globe Life Field. Aidan Pham, Joe Pratt alongside you. This is Baylor Baseball on Baylor Lariat Radio. New pitcher in the game for Ohio State. It's Hunter Shaw, the junior left-handed pitcher. They'll face Pearson Reebok, the lefty-on-lefty matchup. From the stretch, Shaw delivers and away on the sinker. Shaw's thrown 5 1/3 innings this year, 4 hits, 3 runs, and 4 strikeouts. As that pitch in the zone, 1 ball, 1 strike to Pearson Reebok. Reebok gets the start at second today, made a couple starts at third this season as the pitch from Shaw in the zone for strike 2. Jack Little moves over the first. The 1-2 from Shaw, a ground ball right side, picked up by Pederini on the run and tosses it over to Simpson for out 1 at first. That brings up Ty Johnson. facing Hunter Shaw. Made 17 appearances last year, had 3 starts on the mound for the Buckeyes. First pitch to Johnson, fastball for strike 1 down the middle. Shaw last year struck out 24 in 28 and a third innings pitch, recorded 1 save, 2-2 record. His 0-1 pitch misses low and away. Johnson, the left-handed batter, ground out today and a single as he swings right through the curveball for strike 2 at 73 miles an hour from Hunter Shaw. Shaw with the tan glove in front of his red jersey, and Johnson sends one in a center field, diving for it is Ellis. It'll fall through. Johnson with the single, his second of the day.
It's a great piece of hitting from Ty Johnson. Gets a fastball at the upper part of the zone. He takes it right back where it came from. Back-to-back hits for Johnson after winning a 12-pitch battle his last time up.
And that brings up Hunter Toplansky, third baseman, batting right-handed. Shaw checks back to first, and back is Johnson safely. Toplansky batting right-handed, and Shaw will check back to first once again, and Johnson back. Baylor leads 4-2, bottom of the 6th here at Globe Life Field. 1 out. Batter is Hunter Toplansky with 1 on. The pitch inside on the changeup at 88 miles an hour. 1 ball, no strikes, and an out. Shaw deals, and in the zone for strike 1. Toplansky batting 143 this year. A walk today and a fly out. 2 hits and a run scored overall this season. Shaw checks back to first on Johnson. Shaw slides and delivers a softly hit ground ball picked up by Simpson and applies the tag on Toplansky for out 2.
Well, works just the same as a bunt. Baylor has a chance to do exactly what Ohio State did in the top half of this inning, rely on some 2-out hitting to add a extra run of insurance on the board.
Runner on second is Johnson, the batter. J.J. Kenneth, first pitch from Shaw. Change-up pitch inside the zone for strike 1. Kenneth, a pair of ground outs today, making his 3rd appearance at the plate. And the pitch from Shaw hits his left shoulder, and he'll reach first. First hit by pitch of the day. Runners on first and second now for Tyreek Kemp, batting .464, coming in to this at bat with 5 RBIs on the year. The lefty on lefty matchup. Shaw delivers and misses away on the sinker. Kemp walked his last at bat, scored the run on Jack Little's home run, 2-run homer, as the pitch from Shaw in the zone for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, runners on first and second for Tyreek Kemp. The pitch from Shaw misses low. Bottom of the 6th, Baylor leads 4-2, runners on first and second. Kenneth and Johnson on base has Kemp. High fly ball into left field. And Jamarusti flies up and reaches up to make the catch. So the Bears leave 2 stranded, unable to put up any runs in the bottom of the 6th. To the top of the 7th we go. This is Baylor Baseball on Baylor Lariat Radio.
Hey Bears, are you always the last to know about what's happening at Baylor? Are you left quiet in a group when talking about last week's game? Well, you haven't gotten your morning buzz yet. Did you know you can get your dose of current Baylor news every Tuesday through Friday straight to your inbox? The Baylor Lariat Morning Buzz e-newsletter provides you with breaking Baylor stories, local events, and in-depth sports coverage daily. You can be in the know on all things Baylor. If you aren't already buzzing, go to BaylorLariat.com. That's BaylorLariat.com and click the subscribe now to get your morning buzz from the Baylor Lariat. News for the students, by the students. We'll see you in your inbox.
Hey Bears! Are you a freshman or senior? Freshman and senior portraits are now being scheduled. Watch your Baylor email for more information on how to reserve your sitting. Hey Bears! Are you a freshman or senior? Freshman and senior portraits are now being scheduled. Watch your Baylor email for more information on how to reserve your sitting.
Game 2 for the Baylor Bears of the Amegy Bank College Baseball Series against Ohio State. Baylor on top 4-2. It's the top of the 7th. Aidan Pham and Joe Pratt with you. Lucas Davenport out there for his 2nd inning worth of work, facing Nick Jamarusti. Jamarusti steps into the right-handed batter's box as Davenport gets set and delivers. Change up in the zone for strike 1. Davenport, the transfer from Lynn College, his first year in the green and gold. 0-1, a swing and a miss on the slider for strike 2. Davenport was the ace pitcher on that Blinn College team that won the national championship. Started 16 games that season, was 10-2 that year. His 0-2 pitch misses low and away on the curveball. One ball, 2 strikes. Face is Nick Jamarusti. Davenport deals, and that one low and away on the curveball. 2 balls, 2 strikes against the senior left fielder.
Is an example of someone who tried to make it work at the D1 level at Texas A&M, wasn't able to. Got some time at Blinn.
2-2, swing and a miss on the curveball. Second strikeout of the day for Lucas Davenport.
He went 4 innings his last time out, too, so he proved that he can eat up innings if he needs to and stay out there, save the bullpen for tomorrow against Auburn. That was a nice pitch down beneath the zone. Jamarusti couldn't hold back.
Here's Maddox Simpson batting at the bottom of the lineup as he Watches that first pitch, the slider in the strike zone for strike one. Maddox, the freshman, watches the pitch in the zone. Strike two, 0-2 the count with one out, top of the seventh, 4-2 the Baylor lead over Ohio State. Simpson batting right-handed. Pitch from Davenport low and away on the sinker at 90 miles an hour. Simpson out of Bishop Barrett High School chops this one down the first base line. Little scoops it up and over to first himself for the putout.
Really nicely done by Davenport. Had some struggles in the sixth, but that's three in a row right there. Chance to get Trey Lipsy and get the Bears back up to bat.
Trey Lipsy batting left-handed steps into the batter's box. Senior in right field. Scored a team-high 9 runs coming into today as he watches a first pitch from Davenport away on the changeup. Lipsy batting .261 this year, has a hit today and chops the ball down the first baseline, but it curves foul towards the Baylor dugout. 6 hits, 9 runs, and 2 RBIs for Trey Lipsy this year. Had a single in the first, a walk in the fifth, and 1 strikeout today. The 1-1 delivery from Davenport away. 2 balls and 1 strike with 2 outs. Top of the seventh, Baylor leads 4-2 over Ohio State. Trey Lipsy, the senior out of Southfield, Michigan. Silver bat on his shoulder, and the pitch from Davenport called strike 2 on the slider. Davenport kicks and deals, and a swing and a miss from Trey Lipsy, and a 1-2-3 inning for Lucas Davenport. To the bottom of the seventh we go. This is Baylor Baseball on Baylor Lariat Radio.
Hey Bears, are you always the last to know about what's happening at Baylor? Are you left quiet in a group when talking about last week's game? Well, you haven't gotten your morning buzz yet. Did you know you can get your dose of current Baylor news every Tuesday through Friday straight to your inbox? The Baylor Lariat Morning Buzz e-newsletter provides you with breaking Baylor stories, local events, and in-depth sports coverage daily. You can be in the know on all things Baylor. If you aren't already buzzing, go to BaylorLariat.com. That's BaylorLariat.com and click the subscribe now to get your morning buzz from the Baylor Lariat. News for the students, by the students. We'll see you in your inbox.
Hey Bears! Are you a freshman or senior? Freshman and senior portraits are now being scheduled. Watch your Baylor email for more information on how to reserve your sitting. Hey Bears! Are you a freshman or senior? Freshman and senior portraits are now being scheduled. Watch your Baylor email for more information on how to reserve your sitting.
Bottom of the seventh, the Bears lead 4-2. Jack Little, Enzo Apodaca, and Wesley Jordan due up. Little, his last at bat, a 2-run homer to left field, his 4th career home run. digs into the right-handed batter's box and bunts the first pitch he sees from Shaw, pops it up in the infield. Simpson works over to make the catch for out one.
Inducing some weak contact there. Nicely done. And now Enzo Apodaca has struggled a little bit at the plate today. He's 0 for 3. Strikeout, put the ball in play a couple of times, but 0 for his last 5 at the dish.
Enzo Apodaca came into today on a 10-game streak with an RBI and a hit as he fouls that one back into the stands over the netting behind home plate. Bears and Ohio State in the first ever meeting between the two programs. The 0-1 Shaw is fouled back by Apodaca. No balls and 2 strikes. Ohio State was shut out by Auburn yesterday, 13-0 in 7 innings. The Bears fell short of defeating Oregon State 4-3. As it's no balls and 2 strikes, 1 out, bottom of the 7th. The Bears lead by 2. Pitch from Shaw upstairs on the fastball. 1 balls and 2 strikes against Enzo Apodaca, looking for his first hit of the day. The pitch in the dirt for ball 2. Bears looking for their first win at Globe Life, 0-7. 2 balls and 2 strikes against Enzo Apodaca. The pitch, a fly ball into right field. Bussey settles under it, squeezes the glove for out 2 of the bottom of the 7th.
Now, frustrating day continues, but not a bad piece of hitting when you look at it. An outside pitch that he's able to send into relatively deep left center.
Here's Wesley Jordan, the righty, as he stares as a pitch low. Changeup from Shaw, 1 ball and no strikes. Wavering the black bat on his shoulder. Shaw kicks and deals. This one popped up in the air in the infield. Ellis calls everyone off, reaches up, makes the grab. A 1-2-3 innings of work for Shaw, and to the 8th we go. Bears lead by 2.
Hey there, Bears. Are you living your best life this year at Baylor? Well, we've got great news. The Baylor Roundup Yearbook has been right there with you, capturing those memories at every event. So don't forget to buy your 2022-23 Baylor Roundup Yearbook today and share your memories with friends and family for generations to come. But wait, did you already graduate? Don't worry, we've got you covered. We have yearbooks dating all the way back to 1896. So visit our website today at www.baylor.edu/roundup and order your copy. That's www.baylor.edu/ROUNDUP. Have a great year, Bears, and sick 'em.
Eighth inning here at Globe Life Field, Baylor and Ohio State. In the second game of this Amegy Bank College Baseball Series weekend, the Bears on top 4-2. Davenport out there for a third innings of work. First pitch to Ellis is low and away on the slider. Davenport delivers. Slider misses the zone. 2 balls and no strike to Lee Ellis. Ellis a single, or rather 2 flyouts and a ground out today. Pitch from Davenport in the zone for strike 1. Ellis had a hit yesterday against Auburn, one of 2 hits the Beavers or Buckeyes had, as the pitch from Davenport high and through the glove of J.J. Kenneth into the backstop.
He's put the ball in play every single time. It's just right at the Baylor defender.
3 balls, 1 strike against Lee Ellis. The pitch from Davenport, swing and a miss on the sinker. And a full count faces Ellis. Ellis batting .214, looking for his first hit of the day, as Davenport's pitch misses low on the sinker. Ellis will reach for the first time today on the walk.
Tough to tell where that one missed. It was at the bottom of the zone, just beneath it. But Ellis watches it all the way through. A big reason as to why he's a top 30 draft prospect in the Big Ten for 2026. A good eye, and he reaches as the leadoff man.
Tyler Petteroni at the plate. Ellis takes off. Kenneth throws to second. And a stolen base from Lee Ellis. The first stolen base the Bears have given up this year. Prior to this game, opponents have attempted to run just twice and have been caught stealing both times, but Ellis successful here. Tyler Petteroni batting .333 leads the team in batting average. The 1-0 from Davenport. In the zone on the sinker. 1 ball, 1 strike. Petteroni reached on the error last at bat, had a single in the 4th and a strikeout looking in the 1st. Davenport throws back to second. Ellis back safely. Petteroni also leads the team in hits with 10. Davenport stares back at second, turns and delivers a high fly ball in right field. Apodaca looks up at it and it's gone. A 2-run shot from Tyler Petterini, and this ball game is tied up in the top of the 8th at 4. The 3rd home run of the year from Petterini.
He's fired up as he gets back into the Ohio State dugout. Did that 9 times a season ago. In 2023, when he was in the Futures League, actually won the Home Run Derby. Was an all-star, won the Home Run Derby, and slugged .525. Only hit 4 homers that summer, but a ton of power. And it looks like Chris Koski is now having a word with Ohio State's head coach Justin Hare. Aidan, was this on the celebration?
Possibly could be. I mean, he was pretty fired up after that, as he should be.
The umpire has to issue an official warning. We're not sure if he actually did that, but before charging the team with any penalty, he does need to issue a warning. That's something that the umpires have cracked down on a lot in NCAA. the past 2 seasons is celebrating after home runs, but that was a huge bomb to tie this game up in the top of the 8th inning, make it 4-4. I mean, what a blast by Petterini.
First pitch to Gravelin in the zone for strike 1. Yeah, after that talk, Harry looked back at his dugout, kind of just waving his arms out there saying to settle down, as Davenport's pitch is low and away, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, I mean, you got to think Ohio State's coming in. They got a chip on their shoulder, a first-year head coach. They lose yesterday's game 13-0. Like, that's a huge home run right there.
1 ball and 1 strike. And the pitch from Davenport in the zone for strike 2.
It's not surprising that they're super fired up. There's a huge jolt of energy and momentum in that dugout.
Davenport delivers. Changeup pitch misses away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Top of the 8th, no outs. Tied at 4. Davenport delivers. And called strike 3 on the sinker. Tires Gravelin, and here comes Mason Eckelman.
Well, they've done a nice job limiting Gravelin tonight. He's now 0 for 4. His first strikeout, but also a solid response for Lucas Davenport, who we were talking about how he's been left out there in games in these relief appearances. Now moving into a 3rd inning of work, pitched 4 his last time out. Wonder if the leash will be shorter the next time Lucas Davenport's used.
First pitch to Eckelman misses low. 1 ball, no strikes. Eckelman a walk, a pop-up, and a ground out today. Late kick and deal. Low and in on the slider. 2 balls, no strikes against the lefty, Mason Eckelman. Pitch from Davenport. Eckelman bloops that one in a right field for a base hit.
Mason Eckelman had an opportunity to do a little bit of it all today. Last time he was up, a sacrifice bunt. He walked his first time up. He popped out and now straightens one out for a 2-out or a 1-out single.
Mark Stevens steps up to the plate, batting right-handed. A walk in his last at-bat, a strikeout and a flyout today. Davenport delivers, and that one away. 1 ball, no strikes on the sinker. Stevens, a transfer from Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College. The 1-0 from Davenport popped up in the air towards the foul line is Apodaca, who reaches up and makes the grab for out 1. Or out 2, rather. Two down in the top of the 8th, game tied at 4. Runner on first in Eckelman, and here comes Reggie Bussey. Mitch Thompson will make the walk out to the mound. Some action going on in the Baylor bullpen. Looks like Caleb Bunch is getting warmed up in there. And Mitch Thompson gives Davenport a tap, and that'll be his day. Davenport 2 1/3 innings pitched, 2 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them unearned, and a walk with 4 strikeouts. As Mitch Thompson makes the pitching change, we'll take a quick break here from Globe Life Field. This is Baylor Baseball on Baylor Lariat Radio.
Hey Bears, are you always the last to know about what's happening at Baylor? Are you left quiet in a group when talking about last week's game? Well, you haven't gotten your morning buzz yet. Did you know you can get your dose of current Baylor news every Tuesday through Friday straight to your inbox? The Baylor Lariat Morning Buzz e-newsletter provides you with breaking Baylor stories, local events, and in-depth sports coverage daily. You can be in the know on all things Baylor. If you aren't already buzzing, go to BaylorLariat.com. That's BaylorLariat.com and click the subscribe now to get your morning buzz from the Baylor Lariat. News for the students, by the students. We'll see you in your inbox.
Stay informed and stay connected with Lariat TV News. Tune in to LTVN every Friday, your go-to source for everything happening on campus and around Waco. From breaking stories to exclusive interviews, we cover campus events, student life, sports updates, and more. By the students, for the students. Catch our latest broadcast every Friday afternoon on YouTube by searching Baylor Lariat TV News.
Back from Globe Life Field, top of the 8, tied at 4 with 2 outs. A pitching change from Mitch Thompson and the Baylor Bears. The new pitcher is Stephen Stahl, the junior left-handed pitcher in his first year in the green and gold, making his 3rd appearance. He earned his first career save against Gonzaga last week, made his debut for the Bears in Game 2 against Youngstown State. With a runner on first here, Stahl inserted into the game, facing Reggie Bussey. Stahl checks back to first and unable to reach back safely as Eckelman. And that'll conclude the top of the 8th. Pickoff from Stephen Stahl starts his day. 4-4 the score when we come back. This is Baylor Baseball on Baylor Lariat Radio.
Hey there, Bears. Are you living your best life this year at Baylor? Well, we've got great news. The Baylor Roundup Yearbook has been right there with you, capturing those memories at every event. So don't forget to buy your 2022-23 Baylor Roundup Yearbook today and share your memories with friends and family for generations to come. But wait, did you already graduate? Don't worry, we've got you covered. We have yearbooks dating all the way back to 1896. So visit our website today at www.baylor.edu/roundup and order your copy. That's www.baylor.edu/ROUNDUP. Have a great year, Bears, and sick 'em.
Back from Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas. 4-4 the score between Baylor and Ohio State. Stephen Stahl inserted into the game, and his first throw was a pickoff to first. Hunter Simmons will get started for the Baylor Bats. Bottom of the 8th. Simmons on the day, a 2-run homer in the bottom of the 4th. Fly out and a ground out. Batting right-handed, receives the first pitch from Hunter Shaw. It's a changeup pitch in the zone for strike 1. Pitch from Shaw misses low and in and out of the glove of Gravelin. 1 ball and 1 strike against Hunter Simmons, who's batting .429, a hit, a run today, and 2 RBIs with that 1 home run. Late kick and delivery from Shaw. Just inside Ball 2. Simmons pops one up high in the air, a sky-high ball, and it falls into the stands behind home plate. Two balls and two strikes with no outs, bottom of the 8th. Pitch from Shaw popped up in the air down the first base line, giving it chase is Simpson, but it'll go foul. Simmons in his 4th plate appearance today. On the year has himself 15 hits, 6 runs, and 9 RBIs. One of the most productive bats in this lineup for the Bears. As Shaw delivers and Simmons takes a cut through the changeup pitch. First strikeout of the 8th for Shaw. That brings up Pearson Reebok, freshman playing second base today. Reebok had a single in the 2nd, a strikeout swinging in the 4th, and a ground out in his last appearance in the 6th, as he stares at the first pitch from Shaw in the dirt for ball 1 on the slider. Reebok, 400 batting average. The ball off his bat and back for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out against Pearson Reebok. 6 hits on the year and 4 RBIs. 3 runs scored. The pitch from Shaw misses away. 2 balls and 1 strike. Shaw with the hand glove in front of his red jersey deals. And the changeup misses the zone. 3 balls and 1 strike. "3-1" from Shaw misses in, and Pearson Reebok will go to first. That brings up Ty Johnson, the senior in center field. Back-to-back singles in his last 2 plate appearances. Had a ground out to first in that 2nd inning. Johnson batting left-handed, facing the lefty Shaw. Kicks, delivers upstairs to Ty Johnson. Johnson, a transfer from McLennan CC, and has himself an interesting story. We'll get to that in a moment, as it's 1 ball and no strikes to Simmons. The 1-0 pitch is low and away. Johnson, out of high school, wasn't recruited, only had 3 offers, and McLennan CC was one of them. Mitch Thompson building that relationship with him in high school. Was part of that McLennan team that reached the JUCO World Series in 2022. Mitch Thompson would leave to take the head job at Baylor that summer, and one of his first moves was giving Johnson a call and asking him to come over, or offering him to come over to Baylor, and it's been history ever since then, as it's 2 balls and no strikes with 1 out. Bottom of the 8th, game tied at 4, runner on first. Shaw pitch deals, and upstairs, 3 balls, no strikes. Runner on first is Pearson Reebok. 3-0. Misses inside on the changeup. Runners on first and second now for Baylor.
Mitch Thompson gave him the chance to be the starting center fielder from day 1. And needless to say, he hasn't given that up.
Back-to-back walks from Hunter Shaw, and that brings up Hunter Toplansky. Plansky batting 133. A walk today, still looking for his first hit. Gravelin will take a walk up, and so will head coach Hare, and that'll be the day for Hunter Shaw. A pitching change for Ohio State, and with that, we'll step away. When we come back, the new pitcher from Ohio State. This is Baylor Baseball on Baylor Lariat Radio.
Hey Bears, are you always the last to know about what's happening at Baylor? Are you left quiet in a group when talking about last week's game? Well, you haven't gotten your morning buzz yet. Did you know you can get your dose of current Baylor news every Tuesday through Friday straight to your inbox? The Baylor Lariat Morning Buzz e-newsletter provides you with breaking Baylor stories, local events, and in-depth sports coverage daily. You can be in the know on all things Baylor. If you aren't already buzzing, go to BaylorLariat.com. That's BaylorLariat.com and click the subscribe now to get your morning buzz from the Baylor Lariat. News for the students, by the students. We'll see you in your inbox.
Stay informed and stay connected with Lariat TV News. Tune in to LTVN every Friday, your go-to source for everything happening on campus and around Waco. From breaking stories to exclusive interviews, we cover campus events, student life, sports updates, and more. By the students, for the students. Catch our latest broadcast every Friday afternoon on YouTube by searching Baylor Lariat TV News. Hey Bears! Are you a freshman or senior? Freshman and senior portraits are now being scheduled. Watch your Baylor email for more information on how to reserve your sitting.
Back from Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas, Aidan Pham and Joe Pratt with you on this Saturday afternoon. A pitching change from Ohio State as runners on first and second for Hunter Teplansky. Game tied at 4. New pitcher is Douglas Bauer, the righty. First pitch is down the first base line and fair into the corner. Rounding third is Pearson Reebok. He'll score. Johnson heads for home, and it's a throw home is off the mark. Teplansky will advance to third. 2 RBI from Hunter Teplansky.
Right on cue, Hunter Teplansky ropes that one down the right field line, gets all the way to the corner, picking up his 3rd and 4th RBIs of the season. His first extra base hit this year. Man, that has to feel great for Hunter Teplansky, who was struggling just 2 for 13 going into this game. And 0 for 2 today, advancing to third on the air-mailed throw, so some damage still to be done for the Bears in a 2-run lead.
So the first pitch from Bauer, he gives up a 2 RBI double to Teplansky, who advances to third on the error charge to the second baseman. J.J. Kenneth now at the plate, who fouls the first pitch back into the stands. 0-1 off the bat of Kenneth and fouled into the stands on the right side. Runner on third is Hunter Teplansky. J.J. Kenneth was hit by a pitch in his last at-bat, has a pair of groundouts. Bauer, black glove in front of his chest, kicks and deals, and that one chopped along the first base line and fouled. Bears on top, 6-4, bottom of the 8th. Runner on third for J.J. Kenneth. Kenneth batting right-handed. Chops a ground ball that rolls into left field. Teplansky will score an RBI single from J.J. Kenneth. Baylor on top, 7-4.
Great piece of hitting with the infield in. Would have been a relatively routine play for the shortstop Ellis. Would have at least had a better shot at it if they were playing middle infielders back. And so the pitching change immediately leads to 2 runs coming in. The fielding alignment leads to another one coming in and still no outs. Or rather,
Pitch from
one.
Bauer taking off Kenneth and reaches safely. 15 stolen bases to start the year off for Baylor.
And out of one of your catchers, too. It's pretty cool to see. You know, and it's not just your backup left fielder Caleb Bergman and Ty Johnson stealing the bases.
1-0 from Bauer. Chopped on the ground in the right field. Kenneth will head home. And the RBI single for Tyreek Kemp. And the Bears extend their lead to 4, leading 8-4, bottom of the 8th. And with that, Justin Hare, the head coach of Ohio State, will head to the mound, and that'll be the day for Douglas Bauer. Bauer's 3 hits allowed, 2 runs, one of them unearned. And the Buckeyes will make a pitching change. And with that, we'll step aside as it's the bottom of the 8th. Bears up 8-4.
Hey Bears, are you always the last to know about what's happening at Baylor? Are you left quiet in a group when talking about last week's game? Well, you haven't gotten your morning buzz yet. Did you know you can get your dose of current Baylor news every Tuesday through Friday straight to your inbox? The Baylor Lariat Morning Buzz e-newsletter provides you with breaking Baylor stories, local events, and in-depth sports coverage daily. You can be in the know on all things Baylor. If you aren't already buzzing, go to BaylorLariat.com. That's BaylorLariat.com and click the subscribe now to get your morning buzz from the Baylor Lariat. News for the students, by the students. We'll see you in your inbox.
Hey Bears! Are you a freshman or senior? Freshman and senior portraits are now being scheduled. Watch your Baylor email for more information on how to reserve your sitting.
After a pitching change from Ohio State, it's the bottom of the 8th. Bears on top 8-4. The new pitcher for the Buckeyes, Zev Salzberg, freshman right-handed pitcher out of Toronto, Ontario. Facing Jack Little, batting right-handed with a base runner on first. Who takes off is Kemp and slides in safely. Pitch from Salzburg was in the zone for strike one.
Well, the last four batters to come up for Baylor have come around to score. Now Tariq Kemp trying to get into scoring position, but Lee Ellis thought he swiped the tag. Or rather, was it the second baseman? Regardless, the Ohio State infield thinks they have him, and they're going to go to a review.
So they'll take a look at this one to see whether or not Kemp was safe at second. We'll step aside the call when we come back.
Stay informed and stay connected with Lariat TV News. Tune in to LTVN every Friday, your go-to source for everything happening on campus and around Waco. From breaking stories to exclusive interviews, we cover campus events, student life, sports updates, and more. By the students, for the students. Catch our latest broadcast every Friday afternoon on YouTube by searching Baylor Lariat TV News. Hey Bears! Are you a freshman or senior? Freshman and senior portraits are now being scheduled. Watch your Baylor email for more information on how to reserve your sitting. Stay informed and stay connected with Lariat TV News. Tune in to LTVN every Friday, your go-to source for everything happening on campus and around Waco. From breaking stories to exclusive interviews, we cover campus events, student life, sports updates, and more. By the students, for the students. Catch our latest broadcast every Friday afternoon on YouTube by searching Baylor Lariat TV News.
Hey Bears, are you always the last to know about what's happening at Baylor? Are you left quiet in a group when talking about last week's game? Well, you haven't gotten your morning buzz yet. Did you know you can get your dose of current Baylor news every Tuesday through Friday straight to your inbox? The Baylor Lariat Morning Buzz e-newsletter provides you with breaking Baylor stories, local events, and in-depth sports coverage daily. You can be in the know on all things Baylor. If you aren't already buzzing, go to BaylorLariat.com, BaylorLariat.com, and click the subscribe now to get your morning buzz from the Baylor.
Back from Globe Life, the call. Tyreek Kemp caught stealing. Kemp caught stealing at second, so that's 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th with Jack Little stepping up to the plate. Little a strikeout Two pop-ups as he swings right through the changeup for strike one. At that two-run homer in the fifth, Ohio State would respond, tying it up at 4, but in this eighth inning, the Bears able to pull away, now leading by 4. The 0-2 hopper to shortstop, picked up by Ellis on the run and rolls it to first and little safe. It'll go down as a single for Jack Little, and that brings up Enzo Apodaca. Apodaca in right field, this redshirt senior from Scottsdale, Arizona, batting left-handed, facing the righty Salzburg. Salzburg checks back to first, sliding back is Little. Salzburg this year, coming into today, 3 innings pitched, 3 hits, and 1 run. No strikeouts on the year. As he kicks and deals a high pop-up, Gravelin calls for it and reaches up and makes the grab. And that concludes the bottom of the 8th. The Bears able to put 4 on the board, headed to the top of the 9th. This is Baylor Baseball on Baylor Lariat Radio.
Hey there, Bears. Are you living your best life this year at Baylor? Well, we've got great news. The Baylor Roundup Yearbook has been right there with you, capturing those memories at every event. So don't forget to buy your 2022-23 Baylor Roundup Yearbook today and share your memories with friends and family for generations to come. But wait, did you already graduate? Don't worry, we've got you covered. We have yearbooks dating all the way back to 1896. So visit our website today at www.baylor.edu/roundup and order your copy. That's www.baylor.edu/ROUNDUP. Have a great year, Bears, and sick 'em.
Hey Bears! Are you a freshman or senior? Freshman and senior portraits are now being scheduled. Watch your Baylor email for more information on how to reserve your sitting.
The Bears put up 4 runs in the 8th inning, now headed to the top of the 9th. Baylor on top 8-4 over Ohio State. Aidan Pham and Joe Pratt with you from Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas. Stephen Stahl returns for the top of the 9th. He'll face Reggie Bussey, Nick Gemarusti, and Simpson. Reggie Bussey steps into the left-handed batter's box. Stahl gets set and delivers. Bussey shows bunt and fouls it back into the backstop. Batting .320. Had a hit, advanced on the wild pitch, and fly out in a ground out. The lefty Stahl gets set, leg kick, and deals. Slider misses away. 1 ball and 1 strike against Reggie Bussey. The 1-1 from Stahl misses low on the slider. Baylor on top 8-4, top of the 9th, trying to claim their first ever victory here at Globe Life Field after going 0-7 to start, as the pitch from Stahl is high and in on Bussey. 3-1 the count. Stahl from the stretch. Strides and deals. Fastball in the zone for strike two. A full count against the junior center fielder. Stahl, the 3-2. Fastball misses the zone, and Bussey will reach on the walk.
Well, Bussey continues his long at-bat from the end of the 8th inning because Stefan Stahl picked off the runner. And so he's able to reach base. They've done a great job of getting their leadoff men on. You got to credit this Baylor pitching staff to really clamp down and also play solid defense whenever runners do get on base.
Here's Nick Jamarusti. Runner on first is Bussey. No outs. Top of the 9th. Baylor leads 8-4. Stefan Stahl, the left-handed pitcher out there. Stahl deals upstairs. Change-up pitch, 1 ball and no strikes. Jamarusti batting .208. Hitless today. Stahl steps off the mound. And J.J. Kennett jogs out there, has a word with his pitcher. Some words of encouragement, calm him down. Jamarusti, the senior left fielder out of Chicago, Illinois. 1 ball, no strikes, no out, runner on first. Stahl from the stretch, strides and deals. A high fly ball, deep left field. Back towards the wall is Jordan, and that one is gone. A 2-run homer from Nick Jamarusti, and Ohio State cuts into the Baylor lead, 8-6.
Well, shows you how huge that RBI single from Tariq Kemp could end up being in this game. It still holds up as what might be the winning run, but for Stefan Stahl, that's a slider that just did not end up where he wanted it. It was pretty much right down the heart of the plate, low in the zone. He wanted it to finish low and inside, right around his left knee for the right-hander, but that's going to be the day for Stefan Stahl, and the Bears are going to have to work a little extra hard to complete this win.
Mitch Thompson comes out to make the pitching change. Stefan Stahl, that does it for him. Stahl on the day. A 3rd innings pitch, 1 hit, 2 runs, and gave up that last homer. Gabe Craig, the new pitcher for Baylor, as he gets warmed up, we'll step aside. This is Baylor Baseball on Baylor Lariat Radio.
Hey there, Bears. Are you living your best life this year at Baylor? Well, we've got great news. The Baylor Roundup Yearbook has been right there with you, capturing those memories at every event. So don't forget to buy your 2022-23 Baylor Roundup Yearbook today and share your memories with friends and family for generations to come. But wait, did you already graduate? Don't worry, we've got you covered. We have yearbooks dating all the way back to 1896. So visit our website today at www.baylor.edu/roundup and order your www.baylor.edu/ROUNDUP. Have a great year, Bears. Sick 'em.
Stay informed and stay connected with Lariat TV News. Tune in to LTVN every Friday, your go-to source for everything happening on campus and around Waco. From breaking stories to exclusive interviews, we cover campus events, student life, sports updates, and more. By the students, for the students. Catch our latest broadcast every Friday afternoon on YouTube by searching Baylor Lariat TV News.
back from Globe Life Field. It's still the top of the ninth after a two-run blast from Nick Jamarusti cut the Baylor lead to 2. Baylor on top 8-6. A pitching change from Mitch Thompson. Gabe Craig, the new pitcher for the Bears, the redshirt senior right-handed pitcher. He'll take on Zach Freeman, batting in place of Maddox Simpson. Late kick and delivery from Craig off the bat of Freeman and fouled on the right side. Simpson, 3 out of his 4 outings so far this year have been scoreless. The Bears looking for another one of those here. Simpson delivers a high fly ball in the center field. Johnson shifts over and makes the grab for out 1.
Well, now that the bases are cleared off, you basically just treat this like a 3-out save situation with a 1-run lead. So if you're Gabe Craig, it's business as usual. He has 1 save this year. And yeah, as you were talking about his last time out against Gonzaga. So should be fresh, and you don't want to have to go to the bullpen again. If you're Mitch Thompson, you want to close it out with your closer.
No runners on and 1 out. Trey Lipsy at the plate as he stares as a pitch from Craig missed low and away on the fastball at 94 miles an hour. Lipsy, a single, a walk, and 2 strikeouts today. As the 1-0 from Craig in the zone in the fastball with the fastball, 1 ball and 1 strike and 1 out. Craig, the right-handed pitcher, strides and delivers. Just misses away, 2 balls and 1 strike. Lipsy batting .250, 6 hits, 9 runs scored, and 2 RBIs this year. Black glove in front of his chest for Craig, who fires. Slider in the zone for strike 2. 2-2 the count against Trey Lipsy. Top of the ninth. Craig set, fires, and off the bat of Lipsy and fouled back. Craig this year, 4 1/3 innings pitched, 4 hits allowed, 2 runs, 1 of them unearned, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. Lipsy steps into the left-handed batter's box. Craig fires, and that hits the side of Trey Lipsy. Runner on first now for the Buckeyes, and that brings up Lee Ellis.
I want to hear an interesting stat, Aidan.
What do you got?
In 2023, playing for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks, Cape Cod Baseball League, 35 games played, 126 plate appearances. Trey Lipsy got hit by the pitch 16 times.
Wow.
As a freshman, 225 plate appearances, was hit 18 times.
Hit by that last pitch from Gabe Craig. Now he's on first. That brings up Lee Ellis, the sophomore shortstop. Craig delivers. Slider in the zone for strike 1. Ellis, a pair of flyouts, a ground out, and a walk. One run scored. Batting .214 this year. Craig stares, delivers, popped up in the air into right field. Apodaca racing towards the line and reaches up for the out number 2. Two outs, top of the ninth. Bears on top, 8-6 over Ohio State. Tyler Pederini, the batter. Pederini homered to left field, his or right field rather, his last at bat, one of 4 home runs in this game today. Craig delivers upstairs. Fastball, 93 miles an hour. Pederini batting .355. 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 RBIs today with that 1 home run. Slider from Craig in the zone for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, top of the 9th, runner on first. That's Lipsy. Ellis swings that black bat next to his left ear. Chops one to first, picked up by Litto for the putout, and that'll do it. The Bears get their first win at Globe Life, taking down Ohio State 8-6.
Stephon Stahl is going to get the win for the Bears. Shaw will get the loss for Ohio State. Gabe Craig picking up his second save of the season. And what a win for the Bears. Their first win in a Major League ballpark since 2022. They did it at then Minute Maid Park, home of the Houston Astros. And it's the first win at a neutral site in the Mitch Thompson era. So something to celebrate for these Bears. They improved to 1-1 on the weekend and will look to leave Globe Life Field with a winning record in 2025 after playing Auburn tomorrow afternoon.
A great game by both teams. Saw 4 home runs in today's game. Bears come out on top. They'll face Auburn tomorrow at 3 back here at Globe Life Field. But that'll do it for us up here in the broadcast booth from Globe Life Field. We say so long. Baylor defeats Ohio